We will see about sources of drugs. So you all know the WHO definition of a drug. So drug is any substance or product that is used or is intended to be used to modify or explore physiological systems or pathological states for the benefit of the recipient. So any substance which is used to modify the physiological or pathological states. So that is drug. Drugs are obtained from different sources: plants, animals, minerals, microbes, synthetic preparations, and genetic engineering. So you can see here different parts of the plants are used for the production of drugs. Like it can be derived from seeds, barks, leaves, roots, or resins. So examples of few drugs which are derived from plants are morphine, atropine, digitalis. And mineral sources, they are obtained from soil. So examples of minerals are iron, sulfur, potassium, silver. So these are used as drugs. And glands and tissues of various animals are used in the preparation of drugs like insulin. And synthetic preparations are man-made, so they are produced in the lab. And examples of synthetic preparations are nitrates, beta blockers. So these drugs you will learn when you read systemic pharmacology. And microbes like fungus and bacteria, so they are sources of many drugs like penicillin, bacitracin, etc. So you have to know what these terms mean. Okay, so alkaloids or nitrogenous bases derived from plants. So you will come across this term alkaloids. Okay, so these are plant derived products. Okay, they are basically nitrogenous bases. So examples of alkaloids are morphine, ephedrine, atropine. So you can see the alkaloids, the name of alkaloids end with INE: morphine, ephedrine, atropine. And glycosides, so these are the plant substances which has a sugar moiety. Okay, so a sugar moiety is attached to a non-sugar moiety with an ether linkage. So this molecule is called as glycosides. An example is digoxin. So this is the drug which is used in the treatment of heart failure. So it is an example of glycoside. Okay, so oil is a plant product which is used for medicinal purposes. So you have different types of oil. Essential oil means, so these are obtained from leaves and flowers of the plants by steam distillation. So you know these oils, right? Eucalyptus oil, it is used as carminative. And peppermint oil is used as a flavoring agent. Clove oil, it is used as a pain relieving agent. So these are plant products, especially oil, which is used for medicinal purposes. And then you have fixed oil, like essential oil, you have fixed oil. So the production the process is different. Okay, it is obtained by solvent extraction of crushed seeds. So you have castor oil. So castor oil is the common oil which is used as a purgative. So purgative means to increase the peristaltic movement of the intestine. So whenever a patient has constipation, then they used to give laxatives and purgatives to ease the defecation process. Okay, so mineral oil, this is obtained by dry distillation of wood. For example, liquid paraffin. Liquid paraffin is a mineral oil. It is again used as laxative. The other plant products used as drugs are gums. So these are exudates of plants which are used mainly as emulsifying agents while preparing suspensions. Okay, gum acacia is an example of gum. And resins or polymers of volatile oil. Example of resin is benzoin, which is used in preparations for common cold. And tannins or non-phenolic nitrogenous derivatives, they are mainly used as astringents. Example, tannic acid. Okay, now we will see a few important examples of plant derived drugs. So this is the plant called as foxglove or digitalis purpura. So we derive or we obtain digoxin, which is a cardiac glycoside, which is used in the management of heart failure. So this drug is obtained from the leaves of this plant. Okay, digitalis purpura. And this is another plant, Papaver somniferum, otherwise called as poppy plants. Okay, so from these plants we obtain opiates. So these are alkaloids basically. Opiates, the most common opium which you all know is morphine. Okay, so morphine you must have heard. It is used as an analgesic, pain reliever, and other opiates are codeine, thebaine, oripavine, papaverine, noscapine. So these are opiates which are derived from this plant called as Papaver somniferum. And this is the dry poppy seeds. Okay, so the poppy seed, they are dried, and drugs are obtained from the dried poppy seeds. And this is the next plant, Chincona. It's actually a tree. So the barks of this Chincona tree are used in the preparation of a drug called as quinine. Okay, so this quinine is used in the treatment of malaria. So Chincona bark, it is mainly used in the preparation of quinine. Then you have an important drug, atropine. Okay, so which is derived from the plant called Atropa belladonna, or otherwise called as deadly nightshade. So it's a highly poisonous plant. So it contains alkaloids called atropine alkaloids. Example, atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamin. So these are tropine alkaloids which are obtained from this plant called as Atropa belladonna. So eating the berries of this plant is highly toxic. So it leads to atropine poisoning or belladonna poisoning. So where the patient will have delirium, has hallucination, sometimes death if left untreated. So the therapeutic application of these alkaloids, are they are used mainly as an anticholinergic. Okay, so this drug, for example, atropine, it causes mydriasis of pupils. That means dilatation of pupil. So it has a history. So this Atropa belladonna is named as belladonna because belladonna means beautiful girl. So in ancient period, the women used to use this atropine or these alkaloids as eye drops in order to dilate their pupils, because they believed when the pupils are dilated their eyes looked beautiful, so they used for cosmetic purposes. So you can see here the Cleopatra, the queen of Egypt, it is claimed that she used to use this atropine for uh, cosmetic purpose. Okay, so belladonna basically means beautiful girl. So this term is derived from the historical use of atropine for dilatation of the pupil for cosmetic reasons. Okay, and animal sources, you have insulin preparations. Okay, insulin was originally prepared from pancreas of cow and pig. So we call it as bovine insulin when it is derived from cow, and porcine insulin when it is derived from pig. So you all know insulin is used in the management of diabetes. Okay, and similarly a drug called as protamine sulfate. So this drug is used as an antidote for heparin overdose. So heparin is basically a drug used as anticoagulant, okay, in order to prevent clotting. So when heparin dose becomes too much, and and the patient has bleeding episodes, then you have to reverse the heparin action. So for that purpose protamine sulfate is used. So originally protamine sulfate was isolated from the sperm of salmon fish. Okay, and similarly, heparin as such, heparin is an anticoagulant, so it was originally derived from dog liver cells. So that is why it was named as heparin. Hepar means liver. Okay, so heparin is used as an anticoagulant. So these are the original sources of these drugs, but nowadays we use recombinant technology. Okay, so we don't use these sources nowadays, no longer used, because there are a lot of allergic reactions when we use animal preparations. Okay, so nowadays most of the drugs are produced by recombinant technology. Okay, so synthetic preparations are purely man-made. Example of pethidine and cotrimoxazole. Pethidine is again a drug used as an analgesic, and cotrimoxazole is an antibiotic. We have many minerals used as drugs. Milk of magnesia contains magnesium, which is used in the management of constipation. Ferrous sulfate It is used in the treatment and prophylaxis of anemia. Zinc oxide is used as calamine lotion, and calcium sulfate is used in the management of osteoporosis. Gold salts are used in the management of rheumatoid arthritis. So these are the various minerals used as drugs, and microbes as sources of drugs. So a drug called as penicillin, it is derived from a fungus called Penicillium notatum. And chloramphenicol and tetracycline, these drugs are derived from Actinomycetes species. And bacitracin is a drug which is derived from Bacillus. It's a group of bacteria. And we also have drugs derived from human source. For example, HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, menotropin. So these are hormonal preparations which are obtained from pregnant urine of pregnant women and postmenopausal women. Okay, so it is used in the management of obstetric conditions, infertility. And urokinase, it is a drug which is used as a fibrinolytic agent, okay, in the during the management of myocardial infarction. So we use these drugs in order to lyse the clots. Okay, so this is obtained from human kidney cells. Nowadays, we use genetic engineering to prepare drugs. Okay, so human insulin, erythropoietin, hepatitis B vaccine, abciximab. So these are the examples of some drugs and vaccines, hormonal preparations which are made by genetic engineering technology. So abciximab is an anticoagulant. Okay, thank you.